Come with me for a morning in my life while I talk about how I'm planning to keep up with my content once college starts back up next week. Mornings are usually my time to get roping practice in before the day really starts. It's early, but it's also time I get to spend with my family and friends doing something we love before we all head off into our separate days. Honestly, those mornings are some of my favorite parts of the week. Plus, with temperatures hitting over 100 degrees right now in the beautiful Central Valley of California, early mornings aren't just peaceful, they're necessary. There's something about the quiet, the fresh air, and just being in the arena that makes it worth waking up before the sunrise. I interrupt your video broadcasting or voiceover broadcasting to show you that I, in fact, did not rip my slack off this steer, and I was really proud of that. However, the steer did get me with him ducking his head, so, Anyways. Lately, I've been thinking a lot about the kind of content I want to put out this year. I want to keep it varied and authentic, showing glimpses into my day-to-day life, some behind-the-scenes moments at work, and a little of what goes on with rodeo in college. I also want to experiment with trends, voiceover-style vlogs, and other small ideas that feel natural, without overthinking everything. The goal is just to give people a real look at what my life is like while keeping it fun and creative, without showing everything all at once. Filming and editing my own content is definitely a challenge. As a social media manager, I already spend so much time creating content for other accounts, so finding the energy to make it for myself could be tough. There's a lot of thinking behind the scenes, tracking what performs well, testing different formats, figuring out captions, hashtags, and timing. I feel like sharing a little of that process could actually help people understand how much goes into social media beyond just posting a picture or video. Once college starts back up, it's all about making sure I keep up with my content alongside everything else. Classes, assignments, work, and college rodeo. I know it's a lot to juggle, but that's the goal. I've done this before and I know what it takes. So it's just about being intentional with my time and prioritizing the content that matters most. Sometimes that means filming in the mornings, sometimes squeezing it in between classes, or even editing it late at night. It's not easy, but it's worth it when you care about what you're building. I think the trick will be finding a balance. If I can keep up with roping practice, do well in college, be successful at work, especially in marketing, and still post consistently, that's a win. And I'm curious to see how creative I can get with filming when time is tight. I want to make sure the content I put out is interesting, helpful, and shows all sides of what I'm working on, whether that's roping, marketing, or school. But I also want to be thoughtful about what I post, instead of just throwing clips online. I want my content to actually reflect what I'm passionate about, what I'm learning, working on, and enjoying day to day. I think this is the year to really step it up, especially with senior year here, and look back on it in a way that I'm proud that I put it out there. Even little wins, like figuring out a new editing